up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome to today's video. So one of my all-time favorite cream blush formulas recently got a shade expansion. That's right, Haley has brought us two new shades in the Rhode Pocket Blushes, and I went ahead and picked up both of them. Now the reason I picked up both of them is because I could not tell a difference between the two shades on her website. She does have them applied to different skin tones and blended out absolutely beautifully, but she does not have side-by swatches on the wrist to give me the visual that I am looking for whenever I am shopping for a color cosmetic product. Whether it be a bronzer, a blush, a highlighter, even an eyeshadow, I want to see the shades swatched out side by side so I can get a good visual of what I am shopping for, because I'm a very visual person. So I am here today to actually give you that visual. We are going to swatch out these two shades, try them on the cheeks. We are even going to swatch them out against the other 6 existing shades in the line. Now, as always, I will have these blushes as well as everything else that I am wearing on my face today linked and listed down below in that description box for y'all. So per usual, if you're ever curious about anything I use in any of my videos here on my channel, always check the description box. I squeeze as much information as I possibly can into that tiny little space. But without further ado, let's get this party started. Alright, y'all, so the first shade that she has brought us is going to be Plum, and this is described as a cool purple berry shade, and I definitely think that is spot on. It is cool in undertone. I can see that purpleness in here. Absolutely beautiful. But the second shade is going to be Date Cake, and this one is described as a warm red berry shade, and swatched out next to the other one, I don't see a whole lot of difference, at least not enough to warrant having both of them in this range. I feel like we could have gotten something a little bit different. I definitely do see how this one is a little bit warmer and it does have a little bit of a red undertone, but I have a feeling that once we apply these to the cheek, you're not going to be able to tell a difference at all. And I have very fair skin, so I feel like you would really be able to tell a difference on my skin if there was a difference at all. So let's go ahead and try these on the cheeks. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the shade Plum, which is this one right here. Now the way that I like to apply these for my fair skin, at least with the darker shades, is I like to either warm it up on the back of my hand and pick it up from there, or pick it up straight from the component. But I'm going to go ahead and pick it up straight from the component, and then I'm just going to apply it to the cheek. Now this is a fantastic formula. They are very pigmented, yes, which is great for all of my deeper skin tones out there. But if you are like me and you have a lighter skin tone, less is going to be more. I'm going to wipe off my brush because these are very, very pigmented. So I would just start small and then kind of build up from there. They do blend out really nicely. You just kind of have to work with them a little bit. But these work both over and under powder products, which is why they're an absolute favorite of mine. I am going to go in a little bit heavier handed than I normally would because we are trying to see what the difference is going to be in the shade. But that is a really beautiful shade. I love the way that's looking on my skin, and like I said, this is the shade Berry, so this is going to be our cool tone berry shade. Alright, so for the other cheek, we're going to go in with the shade Date Cake. So again, I'm just going to pick up a little bit straight from the component with a brush, and I'm going to apply it to this cheek over here. So I'm just going to put a little bit on and then wipe off the excess and just continue to kind of buff and blend this out. Now I am going in with stippling motions. I'm not swiping or doing anything like that because I don't want to disrupt anything underneath. And it's just a matter of fact, if you start to swipe, you are going to move things around. But let me add on just a little bit more of this so we can get kind of the same level of saturation on both cheeks so we can get a good comparison. All right, y'all, so this is what the two shades look like applied to my cheeks, and I don't know about you, but I cannot tell a single difference between the two shades. Now that they're both applied and blended out, they look the exact same on my cheeks. So just as I suspected, we did not need both of these shades in the range. So if you're planning on picking them up because you love the shade, I would just go for whichever one you decide to click on, because it truly does not make a difference. I do think the name Date Cake is super cute, and the name Plum is kind of simple, and it really kind of sticks out in her line. Like all of her other blush shades had these really cute kind of playful names, and this one was just Plum. But I would have loved to have seen something a little bit more to the extreme. Like if you're going to give us a cool tone purple leaning blush, go all in and give us a cool tone purple leaning blush. And if you're going to give us a warm tone red, give us a warm tone red. Purples and reds are truly having a moment right now, and I think this line would have really benefited from both. I do think it is nice to have a berry shade in the range as well, but we definitely did not need both of these. But I do want to swatch these two shades out next to the other blushes in the range. That way, like I said, I can give you the full visual in case you have been interested in picking these up, but you're not sure which ones you want, what they look like next to each other, what the differences are, and all of that. So up first we have the shade Piggy, and this is described as a baby pink shade, and this is probably the most popular shade in her range, at least in my opinion. It was sold out for the longest time because it is that very viral cool tone pink shade that people have been loving. But the next one that we have is going to be Juice Box, and this is described as a hot pink shade. Absolutely beautiful, very pigmented, perfect for deeper skin tones. And then we have the shade Spicy Marg, which is described as a bright coral shade. To me, that is a bright orange shade, but it is, again, beautiful on deeper skin tones, perfect for the summertime. I do really like that one as well. And then we have the shade Freckle. This is one of my favorites. It's a neutral peachy leaning shade, very, very pretty for every day, very kind of neutral, will go with a lot of different things. But my favorite shade in the range is going to be Sleepy Girl, because this is more of that mauvey shade. In fact, it's described as a soft mauve. It is very pigmented though, so a little bit goes a long way if you have a lighter skin tone. And then we're going to get into our new shade. So the first one we have is going to be Plum, and this is going to be that cool tone berry shade. And then we have the shade Date Cake, which is essentially the same shade, but it's considered to be a warm tone berry shade. And then lastly in the line we have the shade Toasted Teddy, and this is a bronze terracotta shade. For me, I can use this one as like a bronzer moment, or I can use it as a bronzer if I go in very light-handed. But those are the shades in the range swatched out side by side, so that will give you a good visual of what we have to work with. I did get a little bit messy down here, didn't I? That's not super cute, but that is going to be all of the 8 shades in the Rhode blush line. I hope y'all enjoyed this video and you found it to be very helpful. I have to say, I'm really disappointed in the 2 new shades. I was hoping that we were going to get 2 very different shades, but like I suspected, and as I already said, they are the exact same shade. I don't know who she's kidding. I wish she had gone to the extremes and given us a purple and given us a red and maybe even given us a berry shade as well. But like I said, I hope y'all found this video to be very helpful. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. Let me know if you're as big of a fan of this formula as I am. I truly do love it. I think it's a beautiful formula. Yes, the packaging is a little cheap and bulky, but it's what's on the inside that counts. But let me know if you picked up either of these shades, what your thoughts are on the shade range. I want to know it all. Let's have that conversation. Light up that comment section. As always, I want to thank you all so much for watching my video and spending your time with me. It truly does mean so much to me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. And until my next video, have a good one. Bye.